Hi guys, and welcome to yet another one of these comparison videos and not so much a review. Why? Because I've reviewed the Dunu SA6, I've reviewed the Awur Audio Neon Pro. So their individual reviews have been done, and this is more of a comparison of how these two stack up against each other. Especially because they've got a price which is almost identical. This is about $550, give or take, and depending if you pick it up on sale or not, and this is around the $600 mark. Well, what can be said, what can't be said. Starting with the build construction, both the Dunu and the Awur are prime examples of what to expect when you pay this kind of money. They are flawless. There's nothing that can be said. The quality of the resin shells, the finish, everything is absolutely exemplary and a standard by which others should try and do the same thing as well, especially when you're asking serious money like this is serious money. When we enter this territory of $500, $600, $700, we're talking some serious money already. Not everybody can reach this far. Fit, both of them is equally as good, although excuse me, you will see that the Neon Pro is a slightly larger IEM. It's got a longer nozzle, and that will allow for a deeper insertion, which personally I prefer. But in either one of these, fitment was not an issue for me. They both fit nicely, they both isolated nicely. Not at all a concern. This one, because of its size, it can maybe become an issue for some people, but honestly, the fact that it's got this long nozzle is such a plus point that I honestly can't really fault it. Okay. Except, following up on the fit, they both are not fatiguing in any way because they're not heavy or anything of the sort. They fit, they stay put nicely, and yeah, that's basically it. In terms of the accessories, well, Dunu has always been known for kind of it's one of its strong points, the cable. This is the stock cable. It's a modular cable, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, nothing can be said. I'm using the 2.5 termination here. I've used the 4.4 as well and so on, but it just happened to have the 2.5, and I just did all of the listening for this comparison with the 2.5. And you can see the whole cable exudes quality again. The quality of the the terminals and everything. Everything is very, very nicely. There's some branding over there on the splitter. That's it. 2-pin connector. As for the Neon, this is an XI&HS cable, 2-pin as well, 4.4 as you can see, and well, the cable speaks for itself. I think it deserves the cable with this kind of appearance, even if the cable doesn't add anything extra to the sound, because I listened to it as well with a more simple cable to start with. This cable just matches the whole vibe of the Neon Pro very nicely. That's why it's over here. As I was saying, it brings a nice case, the Dunu, plenty tips. So in terms of the accessories package, the Dunu is very nicely sorted out. Awur needs to work on that department. They need to finalize what sort of packaging they're going to be offering with the Neon Pro, what sort of a cable, tips, and so on and so forth, because that's where I think they still haven't paid much attention to it. And this is not a bad thing. It's just that they are a young company. They're focused on making excellent IEMs, and the Neon Pro is that example. That subject has been kind of left to a second plane, and they need to address it and to start thinking about what to do, offering what sort of a case, something like this, or something like maybe the case that the Dioko from 7Hz brings. They need to sort that out. Anyway, that's out of the way. Let's talk sound. Let's talk what we want to know. How do these two stack up against each other? Well, the Dunu is more than well known. Its main characteristic, in my opinion, is the fact that it's got an absolutely spot on tonality and timbre, which is no way reminiscent of what you would expect from an all BA set. The 6 BAs used in here, which are a mix of Sonyan and Knowles, have been very well tuned, and the real only flaw that one can put on the SA6 is that perhaps technicalities are not on par with what it costs. And by technicalities, I'm referring by soundstage, which is okay width, but there's no real height or depth. Imaging again is acceptable, but not on this level. Detail retrieval is actually pretty decent, although graphically you will think, no, maybe this will be a darker sounding set. No, it isn't. It's got plenty of extension and very well balanced out with the excellent mids and the absolutely flawless bass. The bass of the Dunu is where you immediately are kind of taken, and this is what I think will captivate a lot of people, is the bass, because it doesn't sound like a BA bass. Period. It's got enough quickness, so there's good decay, but the texture, the overall tonality, the way it just comes through, it's very DD. And I'm talking good quality DD here. Overall, presentation of instruments is pretty decent. In terms of male and female vocals, it's a mix. There are instances where female vocals come across nicely, some where they're just a little bit too laid back, and the same thing happens with male vocals. But overall, look, I think it's something which will be very much dependent on what you like listening to. Is this an IEM, for example, to listen to rock? No, I don't think it's an IEM to listen to rock. Is this an IEM to listen to some nice jazz, to some good, some nice R&B, yes, definitely, some 80s pop, definitely. No real sibilance none. I never picked up a song where I saw, oh, this is sibilant because of the IEM. No, if there was any sibilance present, it was because of the recording, and I could pick it up on all other IEMs that I had, and I've got some good quality IEMs. Even on the darker ones, I could pick up that sibilance, so it was definitely a recording thing. Anyway, overall, Dunu SA6, its reputation precedes it. We know what it's like. Neon Pro. Neon Pro is this is going to sound like I'm exaggerating, but no, it's a massive improvement over the Neon. And it's a massive improvement over the Neon because this ability for it to reduce slightly the bass, the minus 3 dBs. Actually, before I carry on there's also a bass switch here, which I actually leave it on all the time, and it just boosts the bass by 2 dBs. Okay, and that boosting of the bass, in my opinion, is what also helps complement overall the whole signature. Okay, over here the switch is actually used to reduce it by 3 dBs. Why? Because there's massive amounts of mid bass on the stock Neon, and on this one, if you put it if you have it on activated, and by being off, and so by cutting out that 3 dBs, it just opens up the whole IEM. So the mids are able to shine, the high frequencies are able to shine. Actually, the high frequency on here is even better than the high frequency on the stock Neon. I mean, I'm assuming that happened because of the slight adaptation that had to be made with regards to the crossover. So it just enabled the higher frequency BAs to come through a little bit better. So there's more high frequency here than on the stock Neon. And the reality is this, and those of you that follow me know that, for example, I like the Yanyan Moonlight a lot. The Yanyan Moonlight, in terms of its mids and high frequencies, absolutely wow. This is on that level in terms of its mids and high frequency reproduction. The mids and high frequency reproduction of the Neon Pro are equal to the Moonlight. Everything is silky smooth. Everything is presented with the right amount of positioning, not too forward, not back. Everything is just correct. So bass as compared to the Dunu. It does not have the ultimate sub-bass warmth that you get on the Dunu SA6. I listened to it carefully to see if that could be down to the fact that it's got more energy in the upper registers. So above 1K, there's more presence of this than the Dunu SA6. But no, it doesn't have the ultimate sub-bass, bass switched on or off, the tonality, the way that it just comes through. The Dunu SA6 is a winner there. Mid-bass, Neon. Neon Pro is the winner on mid-bass. I mean, you can feel it's got that extra impact, slam. It's got that quickness. Does it sound like a BA? No, it also doesn't sound like a BA. It sounds like a very good DD in how it's able to slam and stop and start very quickly. You know, it's spectacular in that aspect. Mids, excellent. I really wouldn't say that the mids are superior in a substantial way to the mids on the Dunu SA6, because the Dunu SA6, the mids are well balanced for the rest of the frequency spectrum. Here you have got more energy, which was needed obviously to match up against the extremes of the frequency range. The mids on both of these are excellent. You know, this one's slightly more laid back, this one a little bit more energetic, but excellent. Where perhaps the mids do stand out slightly on the Neon Pro as opposed to the SA6 is the fact that, as I mentioned just now, there is no that feeling of one is forward. You know, some voices come across forward, other voices come across more laid back. No, it's always very correct in that aspect. While here you will pick up on that. And again, I'm saying this based on my music preferences and so on and so forth. Maybe you won't. High frequency, definitely the AUR is better. It's better in the sense that there's more high frequency, and it's very well executed. It's very clean. It's very, like I usually say, there's loads of sparklies and twinklies and so on. Very nice, very nice. Nothing wrong with the high frequency here, mind you. But the Neon Pro is just better. There's more of it. But if it was more of it but badly done, I would say no. But no, there's more of it and of the same quality of the Dunu SA6. So I'm guessing maybe the correct way to put this is you have the high frequency of the Dunu SA6 in more quantity, because that's that. In terms of like any issues with sibilance or anything of the sort, no. We mustn't confuse, again, as I've been saying, the fact that it's a more energetic IEM, confuse that with it being sibilant. No, I never found it to be sibilant in any manner. I always found it to be very much capable and no aggressiveness that I can really say, it was aggressive on this song, it was aggressive on that song. No. There are some songs in particular that, for example, you can really see where this shines. Spanish Breeze by Antonio Forcione. You have to listen to this song. Well, listen to it on whatever IEMs you have, and then if you ever have a chance to listen to it on the Neon Pro, you will be blown away. Honestly, it just plays it so well. It's just not even, it's surreal. Sister by Rochelle Farrell as well is another song where both of these IEMs actually do it very well. And it's a song where that issue of maybe that wanting to shout, on the Dunu SA6 it's slightly less. You don't, because the song does have that, her voice does have that around the 3-minute mark, but here it's very laid back, and here you can feel more that energy of her voice, and it can be confused by a tendency of wanting to be harsh or sibilant, and it isn't. It's just the way the voice is. Night Birds from Darius, again, beautiful. I mean, very well executed on both of these IEMs. Blowback by Galimatias, again spectacular. Spanish Harlem by Rebecca Pigeon, flawless over here, flawless a little bit extra over here. I think that's, her voice just sounds more there, or in this case more here with this. I can't really explain it. I lack the words to explain You know, Spanish Harlem is very much a kind of a reference song that many people use to ascertain things as presence, spaciousness, and so on. This does it in the Neon Pro does it in an absolutely unbelievable way, and I think it does it because of that extra energy that it has in the upper frequencies. It just gives that extra sense of air. You can feel her voice, her breathing, just a little bit extra than what you can do it on the Dunu. And the Dunu does it well, mind you, okay? Does it well. And let me see another song here. Roadhouses and Automobiles by Chris Jones. Again, a song which absolutely really makes both of these IEMs shine. Really, really. I mean, in the topic of songs, yes, you can listen to some rock and so on and so forth over here. Would I do that? No. I think you're not really... I've got nothing against rock, mind you. I'm just saying that you just are maybe taking away some of the true abilities that the Neon Pro has. And by that, I'm not saying that it's not able to handle complex passages. No, it is. It's more than able of handling complex passages, and rock music is very known for that. Drums and so on and so forth can get very busy, and it handles it very nicely, mind you. It's got enough speed in the lower registers to be able to differentiate all the drum notes and everything. Nothing wrong there. It's just that my thing is just a waste. There are other music genres which can showcase better its abilities. What You're Gonna Do from Frank McComb, which is a song that I usually use frequently. Again, it shows beautifully what either one of these IEMs can do. I'll give it to the award because it's just got that little extra to it, So yeah, look, I'll post my playlist as I usually do. The truth is this: we are in the presence of two excellent IEMs. One that's been around now for about 2 years or 2 years and so on, manufactured by a reputable company that has, well, its reputation precedes it. We know what they do, we know what they are capable of doing. The other one made by a newcomer, and a newcomer that in its first iteration of this IEM, the Neon Pro, the standard Neon, it maybe didn't please some people that were able to listen to it. But the truth is this: they went back to the drawing board, they listened to what customers said, and they adapted it to the Pro, and the Pro is an absolute beast. Honestly, I don't want to seem like I'm hyping it or making it. No, this is truly a spectacular IEM. It is. Period. I've got sufficient IEMs in my collection to be able to put it up against it and to say it plays well. I mean, EJ07M, we all know what this is capable of doing. We know what this can do, and this doesn't stay behind it. What else? RSV. I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago when I did that comparison. Neon Pro is way closer to the RSV than what many would believe, and on top of that, it's way less money. So maybe a worthwhile IEM to look at, and especially where it can do things which the RSV cannot do as well. It cannot be it's not as, the RSV can never be as energetic and as fun and as engaging as this can be. You can listen to some serious EDM on here and really crank it up, and it's not gonna complain, So between these two, on the price they both have, I mean, look, I'm not going to dictate how to spend your hard-earned money. I'm not going to say how to, What I'm going to say is, if you do get a chance to listen to the Neon Pro, please do. You will not regret it. Trust me, you will not regret listening to the Neon Pro. And if maybe you can pick it up for a good price, which I think the $600 which is being asked, I think is an excellent price. The only detail I would like for there to be a slight improvement, not because of me personally, but because the market wants it, is perhaps to improve the overall accessories package, just make it more fulfilling. That maybe will be a plus point to also justify its price, because the truth is this: in terms of what internally is inside of these IEMs, it's all original Sonyan and Knowles. There's no copies, nothing. It's all high quality products, all hand assembled. I mean, the truth is, these guys, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They've been around for a while, and you can see, you can just see when you look at a product like this, and you see how well it's been done, how well, even in small details, like how nicely everything, all the cabling inside is all sorted out nicely and packed away nicely. You know that this is serious. Anyway, I'm not going to carry on rambling here. As always, like and subscribe if you like my content. Any suggestions you want to do, please do feel free to do so. I apologize if sometimes my voice comes across a little bit too sibilant, too aggressive. I've been really trying to find a way of improving my video rig and my microphone rig and so on. And I'm gonna, hopefully soon, I'll be having something more professional. And any other comparisons that you'd like me to do, please, again, feel free to do so. I've got a few other IEMs which I'm going to be trying to put out their reviews this weekend. One of them is the C Audio Bravery, the anniversary edition, and let me tell you something. Wow, that thing is wow. Anyway, guys, you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.